One account of a case of extremely high phenylalanine levels caused by aspartame was recently published in the Wednesday Journal in an article titled "An Aspartame Nightmare." John Cook began drinking 6 to 8 diet drinks every day. His symptoms started out as memory loss and frequent headaches. He began to crave more aspartame sweetened drinks. His condition deteriorated so much that he experienced wide mood swings and violent rages. Even though he did not suffer from PKU, a blood test revealed a phenylalanine level of 80 mg/dl. He also showed abnormal brain function and brain damage. After he kicked his aspartame habit, his symptoms improved dramatically. As Blaylock points out in his book, early studies measuring phenylalanine buildup in the brain were flawed. Investigators who measured specific brain regions and not the average throughout the brain noticed significant rises in phenylalanine levels. Specifically, the hypothalamus, medulla oblongata and corpus striatum areas of the brain had the largest increases in phenylalanine. Blaylock goes on to point out that excessive buildup of phenylalanine in the brain can cause schizophrenia or make a person more susceptible to seizures. Therefore, long-term excessive use of aspartame may provide a boost to sales of serotonin re-up inhibitors such as Prozac and other drugs to control schizophrenia and seizures. The last ingredient of aspartame, methanol, alias wood alcohol, alias poison, making up around 10%. Methanol or wood alcohol is a deadly poison. Some people may remember methanol as the poison that has caused some alcoholics to end up blind or dead. Methanol is gradually released in the small intestine when the methyl group of aspartame encounter the enzyme chymotrypsin. The absorption of methanol into the body is sped up considerably when free methanol is ingested. Free methanol is created from aspartame when it is heated to above 86 Fahrenheit, that's 30 degrees centigrade. This would occur when aspartame-containing products is improperly stored or when it is heated, for example, when you're making a food such as jello or jelly. Methanol breaks down into formic acid and formaldehyde in the body. Formaldehyde is a deadly neurotoxin. An Environmental Protection Agency assessment of methanol states that methanol is considered a cumulative poison due to the low rate of excretion once it is absorbed. In the body, methanol is absorbed to formaldehyde and formic acids. Both of these metabolites are toxic. In the body, methanol is oxidized to formaldehyde and formic acid. Both of these metabolites are toxic. The Environmental Protection Agency, they recommend a limit of consumption of 7.8 milligrams a day. A 1 litre aspartame sweetened beverage contains 56 milligrams of methanol. Heavy users of aspartame containing products consume as much as 250 milligrams of methanol daily, or 32 times the recommended limit. Symptoms from methanol poisoning include headaches, ear buzzing, dizziness, nausea, gastrointestinal disturbances, weakness, vertigo, chills, memory lapses, numbness, shooting pains in the extremities, behavioural disturbances and neuritis. The most well-known problems from methanol poisoning are vision problems, including misty vision, progressive contraction of visual fields, blurring of vision, obscuration of vision, retinal damage and blindness. Formaldehyde is a known carcinogen, causes retinal damage, interferes with DNA replication and causes birth defects. Due to the lack of a couple of key enzymes, humans are many times more sensitive to the toxic effects of methanol than animals. Therefore, tests of aspartame or methanol on animals do not accurately reflect the danger for humans. As pointed out by Dr. Woodrow C. Monty, director of the Food Science and Nutrition Laboratory at Arizona State University, there are no human or mammalian studies to evaluate the possible mutagenic, teratogenic or carcinogenic effects of chronic administration of methyl alcohol. Yes, that's our old friend methanol. He was so concerned about the unresolved safety issues that he filed a suit with the FDA requesting a hearing to address these issues. He asked the FDA to slow down on this soft drink issue long enough to answer some of the important questions. It's not fair that you are leaving the full burden of proof on the few of us who are concerned and have such limited resources. You must remember that you are the American public's last defense. Once you allow usage of aspartame, there is literally nothing I or my colleagues can do to reverse the course. Aspartame will then join saccharin, the sulfiting agents, and God knows how many other questionable compounds enjoined to insult the human constitution with governmental approval. Shortly thereafter, the Commission of the Food and Drug Administration, Arthur Hull Jays Jr., approved the use of aspartame in carbonated beverages. The same commissioner then left for a position with G.D. Searle's public relations firm, G.D. Searle being the Monsanto-owned chemical company that produces aspartame. It has been pointed out that some fruit juices and alcoholic beverages contain small amounts of methanol. It is important to remember, however, that methanol never appears alone. In every case, ethanol is present, usually in much higher amounts. Ethanol is an antidote for methanol toxicity in humans. The troops of Desert Storm were treated to large amounts of aspartame-sweetened beverages, which had been heated to over 86 degrees Fahrenheit in the Saudi Arabian sun. Many of them returned home with numerous disorders similar to what has been seen in persons who have been chemically poisoned by formaldehyde. The free methanol in the beverages may have been a contributing factor in these illnesses. Other breakdown products of aspartame, such as DKP, we'll come to that in a minute, may also have been a factor. In a 1993 act that can only be described as unconscionable, the FDA approved aspartame as an ingredient in numerous food items that would always be heated to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature at which methanol becomes formaldehyde, methanol being an ingredient of our old and lovely friend aspartame. Diketopiperazine, DKP. DKP is a byproduct of aspartame metabolism. DKP has been implicated in the occurrence of brain tumours. Only notice that DKP, when nitrosated in the gut, produced a compound that was similar to N-nitrosourea, a powerful brain tumour-causing chemical. Some authors have said that DKP is produced after aspartame ingestion. I am not sure if that is correct. It is definitely true that DKP is formed in liquid aspartame-containing products during prolonged storage. G.D. Searle conducted animal experiments on the safety of DKP. The Food and Drug Administration found numerous experimental errors occurred, including clerical errors, mixed up animals, animals not getting drugs that they were supposed to get, pathological specimens lost because of improper handling, and many, many other errors. These sloppy laboratory procedures may explain why both the test and control animals had 16 times more brain tumours than would be expected in experiments of this length. In an ironic twist, shortly after these experimental errors were discovered, the FDA used guidelines by G.D. Searle to develop the industry-wide FDA standards for good laboratory practices. DKP has also been implicated as a cause of uterine polyps and changes in blood cholesterol by Food and Drug Administration toxicologist Dr. Jacqueline Verrett in her testimony before the US Senate. I read that article from a website called Mercola.com, MERCOLA.com, subtitled "Take Control of Your Health." Fine words. If you enjoyed this video, if it made any impression whatsoever, even if it made you angry and defensive, please share it on any platform, like it, and most definitely subscribe to the Public Zero Service YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.